right, welcome to Game on Vegas. This is the city's top-rated Sunday night sports show. Thank you for spending your evening with us right here on Channel 8. We've got a terrific show lined up. Of course, we'll open up the sports vault, peek inside, share some history. We've also got a couple of Las Vegas Golf Hall of Fame inductees in studio. They've met presidents, entertainers, legends of the games, so that's going to be a lot of fun. It's also Game 1 of the WNBA Finals. The house was packed over at Mandalay Bay. Fans were showing up, and they were loud. We'll take you to the Game 1. How'd the MVP do tonight? It's best of 5. And Game 1 did not disappoint. It was a thriller. We'll show you how the game unfolded. Kevin Martin was courtside for all those big shots. But tonight we begin with the Raiders and the Chargers from SoFi Stadium, a packed palace with about half the crowd cheering for the Silver and Black. Raider Nation showing up in force. All that off-season anticipation, waiting to see the college buddies back on the field, playing for the same team now. Great scene today. We're talking about Carr and Devontae, by the way. They were reunited. Oh, it was great. We'll have more on that in just a minute. Maybe this team, though, needs to play a little bit more of those preseason games. They can't simulate the speed in practice or those joint practices. Raiders almost score, pass behind Waller, so they settle for 3. It's tied at 3. But then the Chargers go to work. Justin Herbert providing this pass here. What a talent this guy is. He's awesome. The former Duck throwing a pair of first-half touchdowns from inside the 5. It's 17-3 at the half. Las Vegas, though, opened the game with a scoring drive. They opened the second half with a scoring drive. Carr, 18 yards to Brandon Bolden. Mistakes would hurt the Raiders, though. Carr was sacked 5 times, 3 by his friend Khalil Mack. But they're still in the game. Raiders again late in the 4th. Carr to Davante Adams. 10 catches, 141 yards, and that touchdown. They got back into this thing. They needed the ball back. They got it back. They needed the touchdown. Didn't happen. Chargers hang on winning 24-19. Carr picked off 3 times, and that offensive line is certainly a work in progress.
Having him out there, it wasn't, first play we go right to him, and it wasn't like some big celebration. It was just like, all right, well, next time, next one. I've thrown him thousands of footballs in my life, and so it's exciting to play with him. But he'll tell you, like, we just want to win.
Before you can win, you got to figure out how to not lose the game, and that starts with turnovers and not giving up big plays. And look, it's opening day. There's a lot that goes on, and I appreciate the fight that our team showed and the grit that we had. You fall behind by a couple scores, and then you have the ball in the 4th quarter with a chance to win. So that's the National Football League, though.
It certainly is. Boy, a talented team, too. One final word now from SoFi Stadium, and let's toss it over to Ron Futrell.
So, tough day for the Raiders. Their defense, one of the bright spots, their defense looked good, certainly at times, in stopping the high-powered offense of the L.A. Chargers here. By the way, I do want to mention here in L.A., very muggy field here, and there's no air conditioning in this stadium. I want to let you fans know this. If you come to SoFi Stadium, no air conditioning here because even though it has a roof, it is exposed on the sides, so it had to be tough conditions, certainly for the players, for the fans, for everybody involved on it's a muggy day, as I mentioned, here in L.A. But the Raiders start the season with a loss to the Chargers, a tough one to get ready for Arizona next week, where there is air conditioning in Allegiant Stadium. Reporting from SoFi, Ron Futrell, 8 Sports Now.
All right, thank you very much, Ron. Yes, there will be air conditioning next week against Arizona. One more note from today, by the way. We debuted our new show called Sports Wrap each and every Sunday, coming out of the Raiders games, and each and every Sunday, Sports Wrap with our guest expert and former Super Bowl winning quarterback, Jay Schrader.
There are still big questions there, a lot of pressure, sacks, it turned into turnovers for the Raiders, and you can't do that. You got to get that cleaned up.
We were also thinking, we talked about the Hunter Renfrow, the Darren Waller, and the Davante Adams connection with Carr. It was, I think, the 3rd period, or with about 3.5 minutes to go before Renfrow even got a touch.
Yeah, and I don't think that was planned. I think it just happened because of the game, but they've got to get that cleaned up. He's that guy that continues drives. You got to get him involved. You got to get Hunter involved. He's the guy that's going to make that 3rd and 3 catch and get you that tough yardage in there. So they'll get that cleaned up, and hopefully things will start to turn around.
Jay, we were talking about this half hour ago or so, that really they had 4 preseason games, but none of these guys played in that preseason, so it kind of showed today.
It really did. Yeah, there was a little rust. Game speed is always different. You can go through practice and practice and practice. Once you get on the game, I mean, it's live bullets and they're flying around, and I don't care what you do in practice, you can't simulate Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack coming off the edge. That's a different deal. And so it showed there today.
But, you know, one of the bright spots, though, really was Davante Adams. When you look at this guy over the course of the season, what these two are going to do, he got the touchdown pass and got the big yardage here, but that's going to be special.
It is going to be special. Davante is just a special athlete. There's no question about it. He has made himself probably the best receiver in the game right now, all around, I think. And I think he proved to everybody today, just in the first, why they gave up, you know, the 2 picks and the draft picks and everything else. He is a special player.